Alright guys, so quick little disclaimer before starting the video. I actually started recording the intro before Pierre Luc Dubois announced that he was signing with the Winnipeg Jets for the next year at $6 million. And it's such a coincidence because the news literally broke out while I was recording the video. So just want to let you guys know that. Don't want to say too much to spoil it, but I think it's a really interesting discussion talking about Pierre Luc Dubois and everything he's done these past couple days around the NHL. It's just been crazy. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Pierre Luc Dubois, just to give my honest opinions and thoughts on this guy, because I really do think that he has become a problem case around the NHL. And I wanted to talk about how I feel like no NHL team should in any way be associated with this guy, and that if I was an NHL GM, I would stay far clear of Pierre Luc Dubois. Despite the fact that I know he can score, that he can produce to a relative degree, I really wouldn't recommend picking this guy up for my NHL club. As there have been a ton of news and reports about Pierre Luc Dubois these past couple days, obviously the rumors of him reportedly wanting out of his current NHL team once again. I mean, we saw it last year with the Columbus Blue Jackets and John Tortorella, that whole fiasco. It was crazy. He got his trade, he went over to Winnipeg. He said he was happy about it, but look now, we can see at the end of this NHL season, Pierre Luc Dubois is reportedly wanting out of Winnipeg, and he has specifically stated that he wants to go to the Montreal Canadiens and plans on playing there long term. I wanted to go over why I feel like this is just such a problem and why I feel it just does not make any sense for the Canadiens to do, especially the fact that this guy has a terrible track record, and how I feel like they should definitely stay away from this guy despite his eagerness to want to play on the Canadiens, because I feel like in a couple years' time, maybe even before then, we could see Pierre Luc Dubois in the exact same situation as he was on the Winnipeg Jets if he does get picked up by the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to be getting into all of that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Thank you guys so much for all the support on the recent videos. It means a lot to me. And for question of the day, let me know, do you think that Pierre Luc Dubois will end up on the Montreal Canadiens? And also, do you think they should go after him? Because I feel like if I'm Ken Hughes right now, I am staying far clear of this guy. I'm not even negotiating a trade, mainly because I already know this guy only brings problems to the teams he goes on. So I would just avoid that at all costs and move on. But anyways, we'll get into my reasoning. Without further ado, let's actually get right into this video here. So yeah, Pierre Luc Dubois has requested a trade out of the Winnipeg Jets, and he has made it pretty clear, because if you guys didn't know, I mean, you probably do, but I'll just remind those who don't. Pierre Luc Dubois actually went to the draft in Montreal expecting to get traded to the Canadiens on that night. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I find this just really weird, because I feel like it's just so delusional to think that after saying one comment, you can just pull up to the draft fully expecting to get traded to that team without any prior negotiations, without anything involving, managers and agents and whatnot. He just pulled up and expected to get traded. Like, I just thought that was so dumb. And if anything, it really shows a lot about his character, just how disloyal he is to his current NHL teams, expected to be treated like royalty when he isn't even that great of a producer in the NHL. Like, what did he get? Like 60 points this past year, which, don't get me wrong, is still decent, but I mean, come on, man. You're not a star in the game. You're not a player that deserves to go wherever he wants, whenever he wants. So I find that kind of stupid, but I mean, you let me know what you think about that. And wow, what a coincidence. So I had to cut the video shortly just to read something, but it appears that as of 5 minutes ago, Pierre Luc Dubois has signed a $6 million deal with the Winnipeg Jets for 1 year. Okay, so that's a little bit annoying because, I mean, obviously he's not going to be going to the Canadiens anytime soon. But, after kind of analyzing this, I realized that, it still doesn't entirely get rid of this whole discussion of him literally stating that he wants to play for the Canadiens long term. I mean, that's probably the reason why he signed for such short term, because, he's probably going to want to demand a trade. He doesn't want to play long term for the Winnipeg Jets. And, this actually kind of further proves that, if anything. So, I mean, I don't know, man. This is really interesting now, and it kind of adds a whole different dimension to this whole discussion here, because this guy really has his eyes set on playing for the Montreal Canadiens. Like Jets fans, I don't know what you guys think about this, but he clearly does not want to stay in your organization. And if anything, I could really see this setting a really bad tone in the locker room, because this guy has not only gone to the draft expecting to get traded from his current team, but now he signed a really short-term deal with the Winnipeg Jets with perhaps the expectation that he will get moved by the trade deadline or perhaps picked up in free agency the next year by a different team. So, I don't know, man, but this is really interesting, and it just shows, man, Pierre Luc Dubois, stay away from this guy. If you're an NHL GM watching this video, do not pick up Pierre Luc Dubois because he's only going to bring issues to your lineup. And I was watching a couple of videos, people talking about Pierre Luc Dubois, and it's interesting because, you know, in a place like Montreal, where he's going to be expecting to get that number one center role right off the bat, when you have a guy like Nick Suzuki on the come-up who's eventually going to overtake him on his current trajectory, he's going to get mad and he's going to want to get another trade. And before you know it, he's going to be in the exact same spot that he was in Columbus and in Winnipeg and then in Montreal or wherever else he decides to go, right? So I feel like this guy is just really not worth anyone's time, if I'm being honest. Like, he's just so annoying, and I really hate the player as well. Like, I would be so bummed out if the Vancouver Canucks decided to go and get Pierre Luc Dubois for their team because I really don't think he's worth it. Like, I'm sorry to you Pierre Luc Dubois hardcore fans out there, if there are any, in fact, but I really just don't like the players. He's probably my least favorite player in the NHL, and that's really saying something, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and for kind of an added-on question of the day, I really want to know, you know, for your favorite NHL team, if you were the NHL GM and you had the opportunity of acquiring Pierre Luc Dubois for your team, would you do it? Because personally, for the Canucks, I would have to pass, but I really want to know where you guys are at on this guy, because I feel like there can also be an argument to be made where, you know, you have a person that would want Pierre Luc Dubois on their team because he has shown signs of skill and that he can produce to a degree, obviously scoring 60 points one year and whatnot. But, I mean, the attitude and the loyalty for me, just do it, and I don't think that he's worth it in that sense. But that's just me. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I'll be sure to catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.